Norway is situated on the Scandinavian peninsula in northern Europe, boasting beautiful and tranquil landscapes. It's consistently voted one of the happiest and safest countries in the world. However, Norway also has many peculiarities. For instance, the income of its citizens is publicly available. It hosts the world's most luxurious prison, and even dying in certain places is illegal. Let's embark on a journey to explore 26 strange facts about this unique and beautiful country. Number 26. Life in the world's most luxurious prison in Norway. Norway boasts a low crime rate, with only 26 homicides recorded in 2018. However, its correctional system has become a global model due to Norway's extensive social safety net, including retirement and education benefits, which help rehabilitate prisoners both during and after incarceration. Norwegian prisoners receive around $7.60 per day in allowances, which they can save or spend at the prison store. Halden Prison, surrounded by birch and pine trees, is located about a 4-hour drive from the capital Oslo. With approximately 200 inmates, half of whom are convicted of violent crimes such as murder, rape, and assault, Halden is considered the world's most secure and humane prison. Inside its nearly 8-meter-high concrete walls lies an unusually serene environment. Prisoners can wear their own clothes and move freely within the facility. They can also easily access natural light and fresh air. In Norway, guards interact with prisoners through shared meals and community reintegration programs after release. Prisoners and guards here have a quasi-friendship relationship. Upon release, prisoners are given a personal phone number by the guards and told, "If you need help, call me." Number 25. Public disclosure of everyone's income and assets. All residents of Norway have 3 figures from their annual tax return publicly disclosed: their annual income, income tax paid, and total assets. Before 2013, this data was entirely open and searchable by anyone. However, this has changed, and now one can know who has looked up their data. The reason for this is to make tax evasion much more difficult. If you report low income but are driving around in a brand new Tesla, authorities will be suspicious. The openness of this data also makes it easy for Norwegian media to publish an annual list of the wealthiest individuals in Norway and the biggest taxpayers in the country. Number 24. Owning cats in Norway is illegal. Any cat lovers out there? Let me know in the comments, because if you plan on having a cat, you shouldn't head to the Svalbard archipelago in Norway. Owning cats there is strictly prohibited. On Norway's Svalbard archipelago lies the village of Barentsburg, the second largest settlement in the area. It used to be a thriving place with agriculture, various events, a greenhouse, and even a swimming pool. Life here was much like life anywhere else in the world. However, in the late 1990s, cats were expelled from Barentsburg, and cat lovers were banned from bringing these animals to the archipelago. The reason lies in animal care. Authorities feared that cats living here could spread diseases like rabies and echinococosis, which could infect other animal species and domestic pets. While this reason may sound somewhat unreasonable, it is indeed the primary reason why cats were expelled. Number 23. The place where people can't die. The Svalbard archipelago in Norway is also peculiar in that it's a place where people can't die. In the northernmost part of Norway lies a uniquely special town called Longyearbyen. Longyearbyen is the most populous town in the Svalbard archipelago. Norway, it sits on the remote and frozen islands of the Arctic Ocean, midway between mainland Norway and the North Pole. It's also known as the northernmost town in the world. In this town, people are not allowed to die. For over 70 years, Longyearbyen has prohibited burials due to low temperatures and permafrost. Specifically, the permafrost in Longyearbyen never melts, even in the summer. This prevents buried bodies from decomposing. Between 1917 and 1920, Longyearbyen was hit by a devastating epidemic, and after 13 years, authorities realized that the bodies buried here were still intact. Fearing a new wave of the epidemic, they decided to close the cemetery, banning any further burials. The crosses still lie in the graveyard as memorials. Longyearbyen has about 2,000 residents, but absolutely no nursing homes. In case of serious illness, the authorities must airlift patients to the nearest hospital, a 2-hour plane ride away. Even childbirth is almost impossible in this city. Pregnant women are required to move to the mainland 3 weeks before giving birth. The small hospital on the island only operates in emergencies. You can work until old age in Longyearbyen, but as soon as you're about to retire, you must return to the mainland. What do you think about this regulation in Longyearbyen? Leave a comment with your thoughts. Would you believe that there's a place in Norway where the daytime lasts for over 2 months a year? That's the case with Svalbard Island in Norway, which is quite special because the sun doesn't set for 69 days straight, from May 18th to July 26th. Svalbard is an island located in the northern part of the Arctic Circle. It's usually shrouded in darkness from November to January every year. Number 21. Massive black gold reserves. Norway is a major oil power in Europe. Its estimated oil reserves are worth over $1 trillion. This enormous figure is hard to fathom. It can be considered the giant that has helped Norway become what it is today. Today, Norway is regarded as a wealthy country in Europe, thanks to its massive oil production output. The country is one of the largest producers of oil and natural gas in the world, while previously it was a poor country revolving around fishing and other maritime industries. Number 20. Norway's specialty, surströmming. If you didn't know, Norway is extremely famous for its specialty called surströmming, which is considered a bizarre delicacy worldwide but is favored and consumed by Norwegians in their main meals. Surströmming looks somewhat like jelly on the outside. Norwegian surströmming has a spicy taste and is usually eaten with cheese and mashed potatoes. The history of surströmming originates from the Vikings. Legend has it that once Vikings raided and burned down an entire fishing village. After being attacked, the villagers used water to put out the fire, and within the fire was a rack of dried Arctic fish. The villagers were surprised to see the dried fish change and look like fresh fish. They rinsed the fish, boiled it, and tasted it, thus giving birth to surströmming, which has become a famous dish and a culinary symbol of Norway. This dish is sold everywhere in cities. From small street food stores to high-end restaurants, they all sell surströmming. Would you dare to eat this dish? Share your thoughts on this terrifying food in the comments below. Number 19. Norway's best rail travel, voted best in Europe. One of the best ways to explore the Scandinavian countries is by rail. And in Norway, you'll get to enjoy a journey with magnificent scenery. One of the most popular railway routes is the Flam Railway, considered one of the most beautiful railway routes in the world. Opting for train travel will allow you to relax and admire the scenery along the way. For example, on the journey from Oslo to Bergen, you can admire the glittering narrow fjords and rugged mountain peaks from the comfort of your train seat. Number 18. The world's largest sculpture park of naked figures. Vigeland Park is the world's largest sculpture park of naked figures, located in Oslo, Norway, with 212 sculptures made of bronze and granite. Over 200 statues by the renowned Norwegian sculptor Gustav Vigeland are aligned along the 850-meter-long boulevard of Frogner Park. They were mainly built from 1939 to 1949 and now receive about 1 million Norwegian tourist visitors each year. The naked statues express various emotions like joy, anger, love, and sorrow, but are never obscene. These are the works of the famous Norwegian sculptor Gustav Vigeland, with deep messages about life. At the heart of the park is a 14-meter-high stone monolith with naked figures stacked on top of each other, symbolizing the desire to connect with the sacred aspects of human beings, such as the sky. Number 17. Where sushi salmon was invented. Any sushi salmon lovers here? Leave a comment below about this dish. Surely you might think that sushi salmon originated from Japan, but in fact, this dish has its roots in Norway. Norwegians pioneered this dish through the Project Japan initiative in the mid-1980s. It all began when the Norwegian government sought ways to deal with excess salmon and explored export options. As a nation fond of fish dishes and with a long-standing tradition of sushi, Japan was the perfect market targeted by Norwegians. Project Japan not only brought profits to Norway but also changed the way sushi is eaten worldwide. Traditional Japanese sushi was mainly made from tuna and sea bass. The Japanese had no tradition of eating raw salmon. The salmon in the waters of Japan in the Pacific Ocean was infected with parasites and lacked the proper taste, color, or smell to be eaten raw. Only after importing salmon from Norway did the Japanese discover a new way of eating sushi. Sushi Salmon Project Japan truly changed the way the Japanese eat sushi. Before long, sushi salmon became popular everywhere, and Norwegian salmon became one of the most delicious and popular sushi ingredients in the world. Number 16. Children can choose their gender from age 6. Norway has passed a law protecting the rights of transgender individuals, allowing children to self-identify their gender with parental consent. With this new law, instead of undergoing gender reassignment surgery for 5 to 8 years to change their entire body for legal recognition, people now simply need to fill out a form and change their tax ID number. The people of this country strongly support this law because they believe that gender is a concept of individual identity, and only the individual has the right to determine whether they are male or female. Recognizing this right is a significant advancement for Norwegian society. What do you think about this law in Norway? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Number 15. The world's longest road tunnel is in Norway. With an astonishing length of 15 miles, the Lærdal Tunnel is the longest road tunnel in the world. This tunnel cost Norway 1 billion Norwegian krone to build, approximately 110 million USD. Connecting the small communities of Lærdal and Orland, its design is admired worldwide for incorporating features to reduce drivers' mental stress. Every 6 kilometers, there's a cavern to break up the monotony of the journey. Particularly the interior lighting system is groundbreaking. Today the Lærdal Tunnel is renowned for its surreal curves and vibrant light colors illuminating an otherwise dark tunnel. The lighting system adjusts automatically according to the time and external light conditions, transitioning from white light used in the main tunnel to yellow hues resembling dawn, or adding green to create a sense of adventure. All of this is aimed at helping drivers avoid feeling drowsy during the 20-minute journey through the tunnel. Moreover, each lane is equipped with large rumble strips facing the center to wake up drivers who lack concentration. At each end, cameras count the number of incoming and outgoing vehicles, ensuring a quick response in case of accidents or incidents. Number 14. Norway shares a land border with Russia. Despite having only one road crossing, the land border between Norway and Russia is 120 miles long. Norwegians often cross into Russia to buy cheaper fuel for their cars, while Russians cross to buy higher quality goods. The majority of the border is defined by a river and cuts through dense forest along most of the route. Special columns with bright yellow on the Norwegian side and red and green stripes on the Russian side mark the border. It's important to pay attention if you're hiking in these remote areas where you might illegally cross into the other country. Number 13. Norway is home to Hell Village. That's right. Over 1,000 Norwegians can claim they live in Hell Village. The small village is within walking distance of Trondheim International Airport and even has its own train station. The train station itself has become a tourist attraction. Visitors arriving in the village during winter, when temperatures drop to minus 25 degrees Celsius, will see a sign saying, "Welcome to Hell." In winter, the average temperature here is minus 39 degrees Celsius, and the coldest temperature ever recorded was minus 25 degrees Celsius. According to Einil Overo, a local, hell is frozen almost all year round. Therefore, hell froze over is the phrase most used when talking about this place. Another interesting thing is that the locals here love wordplay with the village's name. Everything is tagged with hell, like the bridge from hell, the hotel from hell, and the airport from hell. Even in 1990, when a girl from the village named Mona Groot won a beauty pageant, the local media quickly dubbed her the Beauty Queen from Hell. What do you think about Hell Village in Norway? Leave your thoughts below. Number 12. Europe's largest wild reindeer herd. You might be surprised to learn that the largest wild reindeer herd doesn't live in the Arctic. This reindeer herd roams in Hardangervidda, the largest mountain plateau in Europe. Here there are vast plateaus, lush valleys, high mountains, remote glaciers, waterfalls, and stunning narrow fjords. The number of wild reindeer in winter reaches about 25,000, with up to 7,000 found in Hardangervidda. For centuries, wild reindeer used to roam freely throughout Norway, but due to extensive hunting, they were driven to the mountainous areas of central and southern Norway in the late 19th century. Number 11. Norway is where the cheese slicer was invented. Any cheese lovers or cheese slicer users here? Leave a comment to let me know. The cheese slicer was invented by Thor Bjorklund in 1925 and has become an indispensable tool in all Scandinavian kitchens, as well as many kitchens worldwide. While many cheeses are sold pre-sliced, many still buy cheese blocks and have been using this cheese slicer invention for nearly 100 years. Number 10. Norway's passport turns into northern lights under ultraviolet rays. You'll find it unique when holding Norway's passport in your hand. In Norway's passport, snow-capped mountains quickly turn into a stunning aurora borealis night sky when exposed to ultraviolet light. The passport pays homage to the country's natural landscapes by depicting straight lines on a jade-green background. The passport cover presents a modern version of Norway's coat of arms, with golden hues set against a background of bold colors like white, jade green, or red, depending on the type for immigrants, diplomats, or regular citizens. The most unique aspect of the design is that when placed under ultraviolet light, the passport displays the image of the Northern Lights, creating a mesmerizing pattern that evokes a sense of mystery for the passport holder. Number 9. A Viking was the first king of Norway. Known as Harald Fairhair, this Viking warrior succeeded his father Halfdan the Black at the age of 10. He was one of the greatest warrior leaders of Scandinavia in his era. King Harald became the first ruler to claim sovereignty over all of Norway. Number 8. You can hunt for northern lights in Norway. Anyone interested in viewing the northern lights here? Comment below. Norway is considered one of the best places in the world to see the northern lights. Indeed, northern Norway lies within the so-called auroral oval or auroral zone. This belt encircles the Earth and is known for its high frequency and intensity of auroras. To increase your chances of seeing the northern lights, remember to head north during winter. Before coming here, check the weather conditions. There are apps to assist with this. Additionally, you should seek out locations with low light pollution, so we advise you to venture away from cities and towns. Remote areas like the Lofoten Islands, Tromsø and Svalbard are all ideal locations where you have a chance to see the northern lights if conditions are favorable. If you're determined to hunt for the northern lights, you'll want to stay up late because the best time to view them is usually from 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. Number 7. The happiest country in the world. It's no surprise that Norway is often listed as one of the happiest countries in the world. According to the World Happiness Report, this Nordic country is not only beautiful, but also a happy place. Furthermore, many annual reports, such as the Global Peace Index, affirm that Norway is a safe and peaceful country to visit. With its breathtaking scenery and a penchant for outdoor activities, it's no wonder Norwegians are a happy people. So do you want to visit Norway to see why it's considered the safest and happiest? Share your thoughts. Number 6. The capital of Norway is nicknamed the City of Tigers. The capital of Norway isn't always called Oslo. Oslo was founded in 1040, originally spelled as Anslo or Aslo. In 1624, after a major fire destroyed much of the city, it was decided to relocate and rebuild it closer to Akershus fortress. From 1814 to 1905, the city existed as a dual official capital of the union between Norway and Sweden. In 1877, after a spelling reform, the city's name was changed to Christiania. It remained so until 1925, when it reverted to its original name, Oslo. The city also has the nickname Tigerstaden, meaning the City of Tigers. It was given this name in 1870 by Norwegian writer Bjørnstjerne Bjørnson, who called the city a harsh place because it was too cold. Oslo even has a statue of a tiger outside central Oslo station. Number 5. Norway's neutrality in World War I. After World War I broke out, Norway declared neutrality. However, Norway still engaged in trade agreements with Britain and in 1917 allowed them to control Norwegian ships. Norway's neutral stance was maintained until April 1940, just 2 months after World War II began, when Germany invaded. The Scandinavian country was an attractive location for Adolf Hitler, who was interested in many ports for access and iron ore mining operations from nearby Sweden. From here, the Norwegian royal family and government hastily moved to London, where they established an exiled government and organized Norway's war leadership remotely. Additionally, Norway's Svalbard archipelago was the location where Germany finally surrendered during that period in World War II. Nazi Germany never managed to capture this remote northern outpost, but they did establish a secret weather station there. Number 4. Norway's tremendous success at the Winter Olympics. Would you believe that Norway is the most successful country in the world at the Winter Olympic Games? Despite having fewer than 5 million inhabitants, Norway has won more medals than any other country in Olympic history. After the 2018 Olympics in South Korea, Norway's total medal count stood at 368, including 132 gold medals from 23 events. The country has hosted this event twice, in 1952 in Oslo, and in 1994 in Lillehammer. The legacy of the latter event continues to this day in the Norwegian Olympic Museum in Lillehammer, which is one of the most interesting museums in the country. Another interesting fact related to the Olympics is that King Olav V won a gold medal in Olympic rowing in 1928. He was an avid sailor throughout his life and reign. Do you think the people of this country are dynamic? Share your thoughts on this fact. Number 3. There are two written versions of the Norwegian language. Actually, more accurately, there are two written versions of the Norwegian language. Bokmål is used by the majority of the population, while Nynorsk is more common in rural areas, especially in the Western Fjord region. All students learn both versions, and the national television channel NRK broadcasts news in both language versions. All government agencies are required to provide forms and other documents in both versions for easy recognition by the people. Number 2. The Christmas tree at Trafalgar Square in London is a gift from Norway. Since 1947, Norway has been gifting the people of London a Christmas tree as a token of appreciation for Britain's support during World War II. The tree is typically a 50 to 60-year-old Norwegian spruce selected in advance from the dense forests surrounding the city. Number 1. The Nobel Peace Prize is presented in Oslo. The characteristic brown city hall serves as the host for the Nobel Peace Prize ceremony every autumn. The recipients are chosen by the Norwegian Nobel Committee according to the wishes outlined in Alfred Nobel's will. The prize has been awarded annually since 1903 to those who have done the most or the best for fraternity between nations. Visitors can learn more about the prize at the Nobel Peace Center located next to City Hall in Oslo, Norway. So, we've uncovered 26 fascinating facts about the country of Norway. What do you think of the facts I've shared above? Have you visited this beautiful and interesting country yet? I'm quite impressed with the prison facilities here. Remember to comment and share your thoughts with me. Thank you for watching our video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay updated with our latest videos. See you in the next one.